ByDJ Siddiqi 79 minutes ago. The Cleveland Cavaliers 2-2 have the blueprint on how to beat the Boston Celtics 2-2. The 2018 Eastern Conference Finals appeared to be over just several days ago when the Celtics led the series 2-0. However, Cleveland has bounced back to win the past two games by an average margin of 19.5 points per game. However, the series now shifts back to TD Garden where the Celtics are 2-0 versus the Cavaliers in this series. What did Brad Stevens and Tyronn Lue have to say as they look ahead to the Game 5 matchup on Wednesday night? Lue, just gotta watch it in the blueprint we've been showing after Game 3. This is who we are. This is who we have to be. And also the first half of Game 2. We were physical. We was into bodies. Defensively we made the multiple efforts. We was on point defensively. https://t.co/IUIVJIG9G, Spencer Davies, @SpinDavies, May 22, 2018. Considering the Cavaliers have clearly gotten the better end of the Celtics the past two games, Cleveland does have the blueprint to win. The question, will they maintain that intensity when they go back on the road at TD Garden? But I doubt it would be in Game 5 tomorrow night. He's coming along well. He's making progress. Scott Souza, @Scott Souza, May 22, 2018. Shane Larkin has been sidelined since Game 4 of the semifinal series versus the Philadelphia 76ers due to a shoulder injury. While he won't return in Game 5, he could return in Game 6 or Game 7, if necessary. No doubt about it. I thought our team's intensity was high last night. We just didn't play as well as we did. Scott Souza, @Scott Souza, May 22, 2018. Marcus Smart defended LeBron James for most of the second half and forced 4 of James's 7 turnovers on the night. The Celtics actually outscored the Cavaliers in both the third and fourth quarters, so Boston may be wise to go with that strategy early on versus Cleveland in Game 5. As for Game 5, we'll see going forward. Chris Fedor, @ChrisFedor, May 22, 2018. Clarkson didn't play the entire second half after contributing a positive effort in Game 3 with his 9 points off of the bench. Clarkson played just 4 minutes in Game 4 and had 0 points. You always have to go up and finish with authority. If you do get a call, you get an and one. Scott Souza, @Scott Souza, May 22, 2018. The Celtics appeared to be getting the shaft while playing at Quicken Loans Arena in Games 3 and 4. Expect the officiating to be different as the Celtics return home. Brad Stevens on Jason Tatum missing unanimous first-team All-Rookie by 1 vote. Somebody made a mistake. Chris Granum, @ChrisGranum, May 22, 2018. Jason Tatum is the NBA's most polished rookie and the fact that he wasn't a unanimous first-team All-Rookie selection is insane. There were some plays that I think we can do a better job in making it more difficult, and avoiding that matchup. But that's going to happen. Scott Souza, @Scott Souza, May 22, 2018. The Cavaliers took advantage of situations where Terry Rozier was isolated on defense. LeBron James in particular took advantage of this mismatch in Game 4. Cleveland had something to do with that. And we had something to do with that. In Game 4, Scott Souza, at Scott Souza, May 22, 2018. The Celtics didn't play their tempo or pace in Games 3 and 4 and the results are indicative of it. Considering Boston's home success in the postseason this year, one would have to assume that they'll display a better effort for Game 5. We'll need to do better in Game 5. Scott Souza, at Scott Souza, May 22, 2018. The Celtics converted on just 42.1% of their field goal attempts and 32.1% of their three-point attempts in Game 4. The Cavaliers actually had just 10 fast break points, the same number as the Celtics, but they had 19 points in comparison to the Celtics' 12 points off of turnovers. Lou says Kyle Korver is settling in as he's stepped up in offensive movement and his shot-making has been huge for them in the playoffs. Spencer Davies, at Spin Davies, May 22, 2018. Kyle Korver is clearly the Cavs' third offensive option now and is averaging 13.0 points per game on 13 of 20 from the field, 65%, and 8 of 14 from beyond the arc, 57.1%. Lou says. Spencer Davies, at Spin Davies, May 22, 2018. The Cavaliers had 19 turnovers, 7 of them from LeBron alone. Lou says Game 5 experience won't be a factor for Spencer Davies, at Spin Davies, May 22, 2018. Tyronn Lue is trying to ensure that the Cleveland Cavaliers remain as aggressive as possible entering Game 5. This has been an issue for Cleveland all season long and will likely determine whether or not they're able to win this series. Start the conversation. 247 Sports.